In this video, I'll give you my thoughts about Chris Rock's that comedy special that came out. I'll give you my feedback about it, what I thought. Is it good? Is it average? Is it bad? And also, just give you a few thoughts about what I think about Will Smith and Chris Rock and what should happen next. Feel free to put your comments down below and let me know what you think. Okay, let's start off with the first things first. The day that incident took place and the breaking news popped up, I was among the first people who decided that I will put a video response to this. And many people felt, no, Chris Rock is wrong to talk about his wife. And then I was of the other camp that you have a right to make jokes. That is the avenue. When you go where all these celebrities go to make jokes, obviously, people will make jokes. You will get roasted. And, he didn't say anything so shocking that, translates to physical violence. In fact, if you actually look at Will Smith was laughing after the joke was stated. It was just one line. It was like, G.I. Jane. I mean, there's nothing. He didn't speak anything worse than that. Will Smith laughed, but then afterwards when he saw his wife, it was all captured on video. Then he stops laughing, and then he walks right up to the guy and whacks him. And if he did it in front of everyone, it was not only physically so wrong. I mean, just imagine, he's a comedian, he's under pressure, he's supposed to smile and act like nothing happened and go on with the show. And then after slapping him, Will Smith even publicly abuses him and insults him. And kudos to Chris Rock. I mean, wow, nerves of steel. With my years of experience in public speaking, I can tell you how impossibly hard it is to continue on a script, especially after something unexpected happened. And in this, he not only got physically hit, got insulted. My respect for Chris Rock jumped levels higher. And, Will Smith faced a backlash, and he was banned for 10 years. And then obviously the backlash continued, whereby even his movie Emancipation that came out on Apple Plus, they thought they could use that also as for an Oscar entry. That was completely thrashed by critics. I like that movie, by the way I watched. See, even though Will Smith is not a perfect human being, I always tell people, look, none of us are perfect. We all make mistakes. And I'm of the opinion that, when celebrities make mistakes or share their lives or whatever, share their wives or whatever, it's their personal thing. Let them do whatever the hell they want personally. But publicly, when they come out with a project or a movie, let's look at the art for the art form. Like Elvis, he used to go after 16-year-olds, but his music is a masterpiece. Michael Jackson has his controversy, but his music is amazing. Even R. Kelly, for that matter, rotten human being, good talent. John F. Kennedy, he also was cheating on his wife and he did so many personally bad things. I mean, but his leadership was great. Warren Buffett also, he has a mistress, Oprah Winfrey. She also has her stories. So remember her ties with Epstein. Even Kate Blanchett and all these Hollywood celebrity stars. Nobody has a clean record. Nobody is a saint. But like I always tell people, stop judging them. Judging in the sense, talking big, especially when you are imperfect. But when you physically hurt and harm someone, then you should be brought to task. That is why someone who is into harming children, someone who is into physically hurting another human being, that crime should be addressed. In the case of Chris Rock, he didn't file police complaint, and he was very smart. He didn't even go on any 60 Minutes or CNN or any of the news channels. I'm 100% sure he got offered a lot of money, because he's a big brand. They must have offered him millions to say, come on our show and talk your heart out, will not censor. But he was very smart. He maintained his silence, and that takes a lot of character. So very intelligently, and Will Smith, a moron like him, he went around parading, oh, I'm sorry, and then what? He went to India to meet Sadhguru, and then he made a special interview and all that. So Will Smith being Will Smith, kept trying to milk the incident, and his wife, who should shut her mouth and keep her place, she also tried to position herself as, oh, I'm a victim, oh, this and that. Okay. So Chris Rock let them do whatever they wanted, 1 year. And finally he came out with a Netflix special. I can assure you, they must have paid him a bombshell for this. They must have negotiated millions. 10 times more than what, maybe not 10, 5 times more than what they would have paid if he had just come out with a interview. Now, if you look at the comedy special, it's very intelligently done. He speaks on, that very incident. He speaks on being woke. And I like that line where he said, I just hope I don't make another rapper angry. Good one. In his comedy special, he also spoke on Meghan Markle, although I wish he had roasted her more. He only spoke of she positioning herself as a victim. The entire stand-up special was about people who are woke and positioning themselves as a victim, even though they are born in a position of privilege and power. And finally, yes, he did address the climax, Will Smith. Okay, and that slap. What made that whole Netflix special go viral was the ending where he spoke on Will Smith, although I wish he had spoken more. If you honestly ask me, I wish he had spoken more on the woke culture, on Will Smith. Will Smith first, Meghan Markle second, woke culture third. But, it was his special. He put it the way he wanted it. But after watching it, I watched it at one go. I didn't feel it was that great. Okay, I really didn't feel it was that great. I watched stand-up comedy specials. I mean, if you're talking of a masterpiece, Ricky Gervais or whatever. Ricky is that the infamous award ceremony bashing up of all the celebrities. That was a masterpiece. Yeah, there are a lot of stand-up comedians who have over the years given us amazing stand-up specials. So Chris Rock is also a very talented guy, but this one was average. Okay, I would say average. The only part I loved the most was the Meghan Markle bit and the Will Smith. And yes, he had nuggets of wisdom. Now, I can obviously say that this is my experience. I didn't fall down laughing, looking, like listening to him. I did have sessions where, or moments where I was like, smiling. But overall, I was like, okay. So it was not bad. Do I recommend people to watch it? Yes. If you are curious about my ratings, Will Smith was 10 out of 10. That Will Smith bit segment, which is towards the end, and that clip is already floating online. But if you see the overall, I would give a 3 or 4 out of 10. I was not impressed. I know many people are, hey, what? Can you do a stand-up? See, I'm being a spectator. I'm being a guy who listens to comedy, listens to Bill Burr, and a lot. I definitely do listen to Comedy Central, but this was not one of those crazy acts where you're like, wow. Chris Rock is very intelligent, and he did address a lot of important issues. But in terms of the comedy special, just average. Yeah. So overall, I would say that an average performance. Average in terms of humor. I give it 3 out of 10, both in humor and overall. In terms of important issues, 7. And the climax, if you ask me, was the Will Smith. And the second one was Meghan Markle. Yes, he also put a little bit of how people want, go to social media and want pity and attention. So yeah, that is my view. Let me know what are your thoughts. And see, finally, one thing which I just want to conclude with is, no human being is perfect. Will Smith, me, you, anyone. And but the way Chris Rock dissected Will Smith's, about his wife sucking his son's best friend's dick. Ooh, that is a burn that and a slap Will Smith and his wife will never ever forget. I'm telling you, he got his pound of revenge. And from now, anytime anyone sees Will Smith or his wife, especially his wife, that slap, that insult, people might just look at them and laugh and just remember that joke. It was that bad. So Chris Rock got his pound of revenge, and not only that, he monetized it, and he has made it, like they say, immortal. It'll be forever remembered till the end of time. Let me know your thoughts, and yeah, please do watch that segment of him getting back at Will Smith. That's what I have to say. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Good, bad, ugly. Love to hear from you. This is me signing off. Ciao.